Time now for a look at business with Mike Eppel from CityNews 680. Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Sid. How are you?
I'm good. Let's get right to it here. And Mike, you've been covering business for a long, long time. Leverage is a finicky thing. Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. And right now, ahead of a May 2-4 weekend, I think pilots for WestJet have it.
They're not going to shut this airline down, are they?
They could.
Really?
They could.
After everything that's gone on in the travel sector for the past 3 years now and the frustrations that customers have, well, we could be facing the shutdown of the country's second biggest airline as of this weekend, Sid, because the union representing the pilots at WestJet have issued a 72-hour strike notice. They're a federally regulated company, so it went to the feds as well. But the company that owns WestJet now and Swoop Airlines, the discount brand, is Onex Corporation, and they could just lock out the pilots by the end of this week, and then you're stuck with a whole bunch of people wanting to travel and stuck on the tarmac or not even on the plane. So, and even if the people are flying out today, for example, Sid, let's say you're on a WestJet flight today, and then they shut this thing down in a few days, how do you get back?
That's a problem.
It is a problem. Yeah. So it's going to be fascinating to see if they can reach a deal. Wages are an issue. The number of pilots on the flight crews overall, big focus here. I just, if it's not one thing, it's another, it seems like, for the traveling public.
For sure. The one thing that leads me to believe this is all going to work out in the short end is CEO of WestJet is at the table here. He is engaged. So that's always a sign. Maybe it's not as bad as you think it is. So Mike will keep us updated on that story over the coming days for sure. Let's move to another one here, Mike. And the one thing about Premier Doug Ford and Prime Minister Trudeau that I've always kind of admired, and I never fully understood but admired, is how well they've kind of worked together.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some cracks in the concrete here on this Stellantis story, it seems.
Okay, so LG, the electronics company, and Stellantis, which is the operator of or maker of Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge and Ram trucks, they're building a massive EV plant, a battery plant in Windsor. And what have we been talking about lately, Sid? The Windsor or the St. Thomas battery plant for Volkswagen, which is getting $13 billion of financial assistance. Well, Stellantis was actually first to market with this, with their EV plant. They've got a deal in place with the feds in the province for some government support, but they've halted construction on this facility in Windsor, saying that the feds aren't living up to their funding commitments. Yesterday, we heard Ontario Premier Doug Ford saying, hey, Ottawa, you got to throw some more money in or live up to what you've already promised. This morning, though, Industry Minister Francois-Philippe Champagne, who is in South Korea, which is the home of LG, said, no, it's not us, it's them. He's blaming Ontario for not funding or putting enough funding toward the Stellantis EV battery plant. So this is all of a sudden turned into a war of words. And at the end of the day, is Stellantis just going, wait a second, Volkswagen just got $13 billion. We're on the short end of this. Maybe we want more. So this all comes back to, what Biden did with the Inflation Reduction Act and the amount of money that the U.S. government's putting toward EV production, and now the Canadian governments have to match this just to bring the dollars here. So this has really turned into a whole ball of wax for the building of these big plants, which are going to bring lots of jobs, let's face it, but at what cost?
Yeah, someone politically, either provincially or federally, is going to look really bad on this deal if it goes south. We'll keep you updated on that. Finally, less than a minute, Lululemon is coming to Brampton.
I thought this was an interesting story. It was actually announced late last week, but I wanted to point it out this morning that Lululemon is going to build their largest North American facility in Brampton on Countryside Drive. 1,600 jobs in Brampton for Lululemon, Canadian production, which is nice to see, I think, Sid. This is a Vancouver-based company, and big expansion and growth plans for Lululemon. This is just kind of one of several things you'll notice around the GTA. Drive along the 407 in North Durham. There are all sorts of big factories and production facilities going up there where, it used to be farmland. Now it's distribution plants. Kubota's got a big plant just off of White's Road. Bad Boy Electronics building their head office up there. So we're seeing this growth in the GTA. The jobs are coming in, and the production is kind of following suit.
Yeah, Stellantis, no go, but Lululemon, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Interesting times. Mike Eppel, have a good day, sir. Enjoy the weather. Take care.
Thank you.
Mike Eppel from City News 680. We're going to take another